Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on AWS Outpost. So what is AWS Outpost? AWS Outpost is a fully managed service that brings AWS infrastructure, services and operating models to virtually any data center, co-location space or on-premises facilities, allowing customers to run AWS compute, storage, database and other services locally. AWS Outpost seamlessly integrates with AWS services, enabling customers to use the same APIs, tools and functionality they use in the AWS cloud, supporting a range of AWS services for a truly consistent hybrid experience. Same hardware, software and APIs as AWS cloud. So AWS Outpost provide the same hardware, software and APIs used in AWS public cloud regions, ensuring consistency and familiarity for developers and IT teams. AWS manages, it's fully managed service by AWS, and AWS manages the delivery, installation and maintenance of Outpost infrastructure, freeing customers from the burden of managing hardware and software updates. So AWS Outpost is a physical hardware which AWS will come and install once you order. So it can run in your local data center, but AWS will take care of delivery, installation, maintenance, everything on all the physical hardware pieces of the devices. So AWS Outpost is specially designed for workloads that require low latency, local data processing or data residency requirements, as it brings AWS services closer to the data source, reducing latency and allowing for on-premises data processing needs. Outpost is perfect for organizations looking to create a hybrid cloud environment by extending AWS services to their on-premises data centers, facilitating seamless connectivity, data transfer and integration between on-premises and cloud resources. So key concept of AWS Outpost. First is Outpost site, which is a customer managed physical location, and an outpost site refers to the physical buildings managed by the customer where AWS install the outpost. The site must meet specific facility, networking and power requirements to accommodate the outpost. Outpost capacity represent the available compute and storage resources on the outpost. Customers can view and manage the capacity for their outpost through the AWS Outpost console. Outpost equipment consists of the physical hardware that provides access to the AWS Outpost service. This hardware, owned and managed by AWS, includes racks, servers, switches and cabling. Outpost racks are outpost form factor that adheres to the industry standard 42U rack size, and these racks include rack mountable servers, switches, a network patch panel, power shelf and blank panels. Outpost servers are another outpost form factor available in industry standard 1U or 2U server sizes. These servers can be installed in a standard EIA 310D19 compliant 4-post rack and provide local compute and networking services for sites with limited space or smaller capacity requirements. A service link is a network route that enables communication between an outpost and its associated AWS region. Each outpost is an extension of an availability zone and its associated region. Then we have local gateway. A local gateway is a logical interconnect virtual router that facilitates communication between an outpost rack and the customer's on-premises network. Local network interface. A local network interface is a network interface that enables communication between an outpost server and the customer's on-premises network. Okay, this is how AWS Outpost racks looks like, the physical structure. So it's a 42U rack, so it's 42 inches deep and 80 inches tall and 24 inches wide. So it's an industry standard 42U rack form factor. It includes rack mountable servers. So outpost racks come equipped with servers that can be easily mounted within the rack, providing the necessary computing power for your workloads. The racks include network switches and patch panels. Outpost racks features a power shelf to ensure reliable and consistent power supply to all the components within the rack. Any unused slots in the rack are filled with blank panels, maintaining proper airflow and enhancing the overall aesthetics of Outpost rack. Outpost racks arrive fully assembled, pre-configured and ready for installation, saving time and effort during the deployment process. The Outpost rack's enclosure is designed with security in mind, featuring lockable doors to prevent unauthorized access and ensure the safety of your hardware and data. Then we have AWS Outpost server, which looks something like this. This is industry standard 1U, 2U servers. So these are the specification, 1U and 2U industry standard server, and they are 1.75 inches tall, and for 1U, and 2U is 3.5 inches tall. Outpost servers. So Outpost server is a smaller version. It's like a less than racks. So it's a smaller device. So Outpost servers offer on-premises compute and networking capabilities, enabling you to run AWS services and application locally. Ideal for sites with limited space or capacity. So because the form factor is smaller, it's better suited for limited space or capacity, such as branch offices or edge locations, for example, not the actual data center or your on corporate data center. Outpost servers are designed to be installed in industry standard 4 post racks that adhere to EIA 310D standard. With Outpost servers, you can establish direct connectivity between the server and your on-premises network, enabling low latency communication and efficient data transfer. So because you are installing in your physical data center server, so it can directly connect with your local network. That's why we have direct connectivity possible. So there is no network internet involved for both the racks as well as the server. So AWS takes care of installation, monitoring and maintenance of Outpost servers. And Outpost servers provide a consistent hybrid experience by allowing you to use familiar AWS services, API and tools. Okay, these are the network components involved. So as I talked about, it extends. So you have a Outpost in your corporate data center, and you have a local gateway, and you have a service link. And then you can create subnet and all in your Outpost server or the rack. So a couple of important things are like it's an extension to your VPC, and all the communication, all the network components still holds good, like such as internet gateways, virtual private gateways, VPC transit gateways and VPC endpoints. So because this will also give you a user interface to configure, like it will be similar to AWS console. This supports multiple subnets within Outpost, so not just one, you can have multiple subnets, and you can launch EC2 instances, all those things within that. Then route tables. Outpost subnets can use the main route table inherited from the VPC, or custom route tables associated with the subnet. And route tables for Outpost subnets support various destinations, including VPC CIDR range, AWS region destinations, and intra-VPC communication across Outpost using local gateways. EC2 instances in Outpost subnets can utilize the Amazon Route 53 DNS service for domain name resolution. Route 53 support features such as domain registration, DNS routing, and health checks for instances running in your Outpost. Then we have encrypted service link. So there is a service link involved, and the service link is an encrypted set of VPN connections that enable communication between the Outpost and the AWS region. It is used for Outpost management and intra-VPC traffic between the region and the Outpost. Then we have local gateway. Outpost racks include a local gateway that provides connectivity to your on-premises network. Local gateways can be used as a target in the VPC. So VPC can have a target local gateway. So can be used as a target in VPC, and subnet route tables associated with an AWS Outpost rack. So subnet also can have a local gateway as a target in the route tables. Then local network interfaces for Outpost server connectivity. So Outpost servers include a local network interface that enables connectivity to your on-premises network. Local network interfaces are available only for Outpost servers running on an Outpost subnet and are meant for on-premises location. So local, so there are two, as I mentioned, there are racks and servers. So local network interfaces are only meant for server version. Okay, some site requirements I already talked about. This is not the extensive list, but just you can take a look. So we have physical space for 42 U rack. So it will be like 80 inch into 24 inch into 48 inch space. So how that is the space of the rack. Then power supply should be between 200 to 240 volts, 30 amperes single phase, and ensure proper grounding and reliable power source to avoid any disruptions. So to some temperature range between 41 degree Fahrenheit to 95 degree Fahrenheit, which is between 5 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. The temperature range should be that much in the data center, and humidity of 10% to 80%, non-condensing. Fire suppression system. Install an appropriate fire suppression system in the server room or data center to protect rack and other equipment from fire hazards. Access control and security measures. So implement proper access control and security measures to restrict unauthorized entry to the server room or the data center. Use lock, surveillance camera and other security systems. Then network connectivity to AWS region. Ensure reliable network connectivity between the Outpost rack and the AWS region. A dedicated high bandwidth low latency connection is recommended for optimal performance and data transfer. So this is the example of service link. So herein this is this is an encrypted connection between the Outpost and your region. So this is your whole region, and this is an encrypted connection. It enables secure connection, communication and data transfer. It's a high bandwidth low latency connectivity. This one is managed through the AWS console. So this is this one make sure data confidentiality like secrecy, data confidentiality and integrity. And this is the integral component of the AWS Outpost setup. So this is a mandatory component. And this is the example of local gateway. This is in case of a rack. Another one was used in case of a server. So herein a local gateway, so through the rack, let's say this is the Outpost site and you have a rack. So there's local gateway, which is a virtual router for Outpost rack. So for this is a virtual router. It enables communication between Outpost and on-premises network, used as a target in a VPC and subnet route table. So you can use it as a target. This is for hybrid cloud connectivity, as I talked about, low latency access to your on-premises network. And it's available only for the Outpost racks. And that's all. Thanks for watching.